show you how I make a really easy pork chop and rice baked in the oven with all my pantry stuff, except of course the pork chops. But with that, I've got my own seasoned rice, and I do have a video on that. I have got my own chicken broth that I've made. I'm using that. I have got my own dehydrated vegetables, and you remember that because I just did a video on that as well. And some spices, and of course some nice pork chops. These are pork loin chops. So anyway, with that, let's get started. Okay, I've got my little burner on high, medium high. I turned up, I got a little olive oil already in this pan down here. You will see. So I am going to season up my pork chops while that's heating up. And I'm just going to put a little bit of salt on them. I'm going to put a little cracked pepper on them because my rice already has most of the seasoning in it. So I'm just seasoning the pork chops. And I'm only going to season with salt, pepper, a little bit of garlic, and some rosemary. Just a little bit. Because rosemary and pork, I tell you, they go together like peanut butter and jelly. Okay. Now we're going to turn them over because we are also going to do the other side. Okay. Flip them over. Give it a little bit of salt. A little bit of pepper. A little bit of garlic. Ooh, that's wonderful stuff. And that's my own garlic that I dehydrated and ground up. And this is my own ginger, rosemary that I grew and dehydrated and ground up. So most all this stuff is what I either made or in my pantry. Okay, so with that, this is probably good and hot. We're just going to want to sear these. Oh, not quite hot enough yet. We're just going to want to sear these on both sides. You don't have to cook them all the way through. So I'm going to sear those on both sides. My oven's ready. It was set at 400 degrees. When these are all seared, I'll be back. Okay, friends. These are all seared. I'm going to put them on my board, and just so you know, my board, I washed it all over again, so it's nice and clean. You don't want to put your cooked or your seared meat back on a dirty board. Okay, so that's all set. We're going to just leave those set there. So for the meantime, this is really, really hot, so I'm going to turn that down. And I am going to put my rice in there, and that is 2 cups of rice. Now I'm going to put that in there, and I want this. Oh, it'll soak up all the juice, that little bit of oil on the bottom. In fact, I need to put just a little more oil in there with it, because I want to brown that rice a little bit, and then I'm going to glaze the bottom of this pan, deglaze the bottom of this pan with just a little bit of my water. See that? It's going to look like a mess, but it's going to be wonderful. Okay, let's turn that burner off. Now with that, that was 2 cups. So we are going to need 4 cups of stock. Ooh, hear that? Oh, nice. So here goes the turkey stock. I'm going to put that right in there. And that is going to be wonderful. Okay? Absolutely. Perfectly. And you know, if you can see, the bottom of that pan is deglazed. All those yummies are in there. Anyway, okay, that's how easy that is. Now with that, I'm going to take, probably a good half a cup of my dehydrated mixed vegetables. Now if you're going to add more than that, you might wind up having to add a little extra water to this because, you know, the rice is going to absorb all this liquid and the vegetables are going to absorb liquid. So you may wind up adding a little extra liquid to it, and that's fine. Go right ahead. You can either add a little water or a little more stock. I'm not going to right now because I always check it and I don't want it runny. So I'm just going to leave it, and if I have to add more, it will be water that I add. So I'm just laying these pork chops on there. That's all there is to it. I'm going to put the lid on this, just like so. I'm going to put this in my 400-degree oven, and it's going to bake for just about an hour, and when it's done, I'll bring you back and I'll show you just how wonderful it turns out. Okay friends, this is done and my pan has cooled down enough to scoop our dinner out. And look at that, that turned out absolutely wonderful. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to move one of these. It's all done. Everything is absorbed. My dehydrated vegetables are nice and soft. And my, if only you could smell how wonderful this smells. Okay? Absolutely delicious. And my husband will eat 2 of these. So there you have it, friends. Lots of parsley on there, my dehydrated vegetables, my own seasoned rice. Absolutely delicious. It smells wonderful, and it's a very easy, budget-friendly pantry stock meal. So there you have it, friends. Thanks for watching.